Hello, beautifuls of the feed. It's me, Benji. I'm going to be doing a general reading for you today. I apologize about yesterday. I didn't really post the video because I just wanted to take a day off just to feel like relaxed and get balanced and just take some time to rest and really self growth, So I hope it wasn't a problem. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed today's reading. And I'm back today, fresh, and I feel good. And let's just get straight into it. If you do resonate, leave a like and a comment if you feel like it, and also subscribe if you know. That would be amazing. Join the soul family here. Alrighty, let's see what these cards are going to bring us today. What are you going to bring us today? We have the Hierophant upside down. This one's giving me foolish exercise, corrupt, vulnerable, unorthodox. So that's interesting. I'm really confused. It's giving me a confused feeling. So let's just carry on. Hierophant upside down really just gives me like the opposite of like having morality, the opposite of morality. So it seems like there has been some like maybe some rash decisions or like a kind of foolish kind of exercises going on. Very interesting. We have the sun upside down today. Okay, it's going into this feeling good, but I was feeling a bit confused and a bit uneased when that first card came out, and my speech is getting a bit weird. Like I feel like I'm being repressed in my speech, so it's almost like giving me loneliness. I almost feel like negativity is being surrounding me right now. It's really weird. We have like need for reflection, so there's obviously a sense of something that's been done, and it's just a foolish kind of thing to be doing, and I feel like this is known, and it's causing a need for reflection, some really unhappy thoughts, and it creates, I'm guessing, like this sense of loneliness because maybe pushing others away. That's what I'm getting from that card. This decision that was made, this unrash decision. Can we get some more information from this reading for that and just in general, please? All right. Oh, it's like half the deck. Okay, so we have the Tower upside down that's come out, and that is really giving me a sense of like a Tower moment that hasn't happened. Like it was meant to happen, but it's like you're kind of like denying it, and it gives a sense of trapped, being confined, like locked in old ways. Having like an avoidant kind of like vibe, like maybe you're avoiding something. It does seem like obviously this is to do with repressed emotions. Um, the fear of failure seems to be maybe getting to you. It's creating this need for reflection to move forward. Obviously, I feel like this is just giving me a vibe of like something has come up from the past. This is very much something that may not have happened for a long time, and it's almost been ignored. It's been avoided. Like it's there, but it's been definitely avoided. Our next card is the King of Pentacles, which is really giving a vibe of like the positivity from this is like just continue to solve issues in positive ways, just try your best, be realistic, solid, have a good character, intelligence. So I really get this sense of this card is really going to show like what is needed from these three cards. I really get a sense that this is a good energy that's coming in. That's very realistic and reliable and providing and steady and intelligent. So it's very interesting. I feel like this old situation is maybe there hasn't been a disconnection happen. I really get that this is to do with someone else, like pushing. It's like you're pushing these people away, but like you're not letting the tower fall when it is meant to be. That's kind of what I get from it. Just very direct and like there's a sense of like unhappiness moving forward and moving away from this connection, which is also understandable. This new connection is really a good character, very solid, realistic, steady, they're reliable, and they're very providing. So I feel like this person is very abundant in their energy and they're a very like decent person. So this is essentially what the tower is stopping you from obtaining. These cards are like kind of like feel like they don't want to come out as much, but they will. We have the Seven of Cups here, and the Seven of Cups gives a sense of like gaining perspective, almost like daydreaming about the future, like really thinking about things, like almost in a way like escapism. Like maybe you've been gaming a lot lately, or maybe you've just been like listening to music a lot lately and just kind of zoning out. Maybe you've been feeling, I don't know how to explain it, but like the feeling that I get sometimes when I feel this, because I know this feeling, it's like daydreaming. You feel dazed, like sitting there and you like can't think properly, but then you're just like sitting there and you're like, oh shit, what was I think? Like, what was I doing? It's like really like kind of like that, like loss of control over the mind maybe. And it's just like kind of getting at you a little bit. Um, I'm really getting a sense of like promises unfulfilled. So like here, this one is really giving, like this situation where the tower is like probably meant to fall. It just seems like this is a person that is probably they they've probably been like coming across like they really care and like they've been very emotionally deeply and there for you. And I feel like once they get you on board, they just like go back to the way they were. Um, it's really just like giving me that. I don't know where that came from. That's really giving me that. We have the Queen of Pentacles that's come out, and this one is giving me protective. Like this person is charming. They are protective. They are generous. They are also intelligent. Like they they weirdly are like truthful to you. I feel like they tell you these things. Um, I'm just gonna take a stab at it because this is popping into my mind. It's like I feel like this person probably tells you or have told you that they use you. Maybe when they get drunk or have a few drinks or something, they like say things and maybe it's like, huh? And it's like I feel like that's what I'm getting from this. It's very interesting. There's just some thoughts that I had, so I'll share them. The next card here that did pop out was the Empress down here. Oops, I didn't see that one. And then the Eight of Wands. So it's really giving a sense of the Empress is really giving like some real sassy vibes today. And it's really just trying to tell you, like, be happy with your choice you made. Like if you're unhappy right now, just be happy with it because you made that choice. It's really sassy, like it's kind of direct and blunt. It's very much like interesting. Um, because it gives me like development as well. Like it's very direct. It's very about nurturing yourself. Like this is like I feel like this is a divine message of like basically just be happy with the results of your actions. Like, at the end of the day, you would have made a decision, I guess, and then it's like not the tower's not falling, so things don't seem good. So like this card's really just representing like um I don't want to say it, but it's very blunt. It's almost like, huh? Okay. And it's very giving me like the Empress energy. Like it wants you to go into the Empress energy by like reminding you that you made that choice. So be happy with it. The Eight of Wands. I don't like the vibe of like maybe what I just said, but I feel like the Eight of Wands here is really just giving me like the sense of like taking some action. Like you've had thoughts, you've had ideas, you've like wanted to do some stuff, but you didn't know if you should do it or not. And we're getting like speed, movement, quick decisions, almost like multiple choices, and almost like a lot of like different energy. It's like a shift. What I'm getting, it's like excessive force. Like you're forcing the shift. Like it's almost like you're forcing the shift too much. But it's very, very going into some like generous energy. So I do think change is happening. Very bold and brave. And we have the Page of Swords, and this one here is like kind of deflecting from that last card, which is really fast and like almost like excessive force into it. It's really this one's giving it's giving that restless feeling, but it's also kind of saying like taking your time before you do act, like really putting in some effort in it. Um, Effort in the way of like receding back and just like letting the things happen and giving it time, because sometimes time can change things and it can really like help you develop the solution. It's giving aggressive, curious, very talkative, energetic. The restless and aggressive thing, I feel like it's really giving me like interesting. It's like there is a need for like none of this to be happening. We have the Eight of Pentacles, which is giving careless, unfocused, hoarding, lack of meaning behind actions, and uninspired. So it's really interesting here because this one is the Eight of Pentacles upside down. So normally it's like hard work, determination, like a high skill is standard. And this one here just seems like it's really giving me like this sense of like not letting the tower fall has created a lot of like downward kind of energy. But with this next card, we have the Hermit. So this one here is really giving you some messages of like, maybe this is going to help, maybe not. But this one is really giving selflessness, like being selfless and integrating your past traumas, maybe things that are holding you back currently in this moment. And that could be why the tower's not falling. Like integration, like an attainment of some sort of like brighter path. And I feel like that comes through like the Hermit with like wisdom. I feel like you're going to come into wisdom. You may be in solitude a little bit. You want to feel like you're alone. You're going to be very inspired divinely in this period, and you're going to reach like an enlightenment of your situation. So I really feel like this is kind of coming to fruition. And then the next card is really actually kind of backing that all up, and it's the High Priestess right here. So the situation is terrifying as the beginning bit was. A little bit, right? Like it's just kind of like it was heavy, but it's really giving a sense of like there's just going to be some like self-reflection going on, and like really letting the universe help, and like letting things flow, and like really obtaining that like connection with your true self and your soul, so that you can really listen to your like inner truth and intuition with the High Priestess. This one's really giving change. There's a lot of change going on at the moment. Wisdom, you're developing your wisdom. It becomes more like into a sense of like maybe being more sound in judgment, whereas back here with the Hierophant upside down, maybe there's some been lapses of judgment and just like some bad decisions made. So it's very interesting. Common sense comes into it here, and you're going to be more aware, and you've got to be very much more in your intuition. So with that, I'm going to clarify some stuff. I'm like probably just going to clarify generally over this reading with these Silver Witchcraft Tarot set. So we'll do that. And okay, yeah. So what I'm getting from this first card, the Four of Pentacles, is really giving like sense of balance. Balance is needed, which I think is pretty obvious here. Balance is needed, and balance is coming. Like balance is coming. I really feel like that. The clouds are clearing in the sky from the storm, and it's breaking through with that beautiful blue sky. That's kind of what I'm getting from that. Meditation may be in order here. Also, this card really gives me that. Being in nature, meditating. We have the Three of Wands. So this is really giving me a sense of like direction, thinking about where you want to go, almost being a little bit stagnant in it. But it's really giving like this new sense of like, oh, maybe I can do that. I can do that. Let me like look at it for a little bit. And then I feel like there's a sense of like your motivation has been picked up, and like your inspiration is going there, and It really gives me a sense of like visiting a beach or like nature or like being inspired some way. The Ace of Pentacles. So this one here is like, it's very nature. Like these ones are very naturey. I don't think they all have like forests and stuff in them, but this one's really giving me a sense of like connecting, being connected and being all one really. And the Ace of Pentacles is giving new opportunities, new pathway, and like the sense of like planting the seeds for something, right? Like I really feel like this is planting the seeds for like this path to really take into fruition, because lately, I'm just gonna just say it, I guess it's a synchronicity for me, at least for my readings. The Ace of Pentacles doesn't seem to be moving for a while. At least the sense of like balance is needed. It's been feeling like that for a while, and I know there's such a sense of unbalance in the world, and it's very difficult. So we have the Page of Pentacles that has come out, and this one gives a sense of like enjoying, being fruitful, like abundant, almost being a bit like playful in a way, but like I don't really know how to describe the action that this person's taking. Like, eating the grapes like that, like, oh, I don't know what that is, but like it's that feeling of like being very prideful of yourself and almost like taking pride in your actions. That's really what I think what I'm getting from it. We have the I'm also kind of getting that you're a little bit blacked out from like the things that are happening around you, and you're kind of like in the moment, and you're really much like kind of only really perceiving like what's there, whereas there's this like magical creature behind you, and he's got like this bunch of flowers, and he's trying to get your attention, but you're like eating the grapes like that, and you're too busy. I don't know how to explain it, but you're like too busy in a different little world, like in a little bubble world kind of. And I feel like this is the sense of like the disconnection from the spirit and you. The spirit wants you to notice it. And I really get that from the Page of Pentacles here. Spirit wants you to notice. Wants you to notice the messages, wants you to, wants you to take notice of it so that you can move forward. That's really what I'm getting from that card. Our next card is Temperance. So yeah, it's backing me up. Thank you for backing me up, Spirit. Temperance is giving that sense of things that are being woven. Like the universe is trying to weave these things. This one's also giving a sense of like, please, can you please be in balance so you can connect with me and we can move forward, and we can bring those things that you've always wanted for you. That's what I'm getting from this. I really do get these messages. It's really beautiful. This is so inspiring to me. I do really get a sense that like spirit is, can I say spirit's desperate for a connection with you? It's been so long. That's what I'm getting. Please, it's been so long, I miss you. Three of Chalices. This is really giving me a sense of that third party energy. Like there is that sense of third party. This new person that's coming in, maybe spirit, and this old person. Like it's weird, like energies. It's hard to read energies for me because I'm like person. That's a person, but it doesn't always have to be a person because it's just an energy. So I kind of go with people. But what I'm getting now from this card coming out, it's giving third party, and what I'm getting from this reading is spirit really wants to connect with you. That's the third party, but in the sense of spirit, this other person that is not allowing the tower to fall, which you're not allowing the tower to fall, like this situation is really holding you back from your relationship with spirit. So the Three of Chalices is really giving me that sense from this card today. It's very spooky, indeed. Spooky season, right? It's the only card that's come out that's got like that rapture vibe in the background, like the red sky and the yeah. It seems like this is some sort of fated path. Like this is meant to be happening. Like this 3 situation is meant to be happening, and you're meant to be finding spirit and really. You know how it works, like how you give yourself to spirit and then you shall receive. I really feel like that's ready and waiting for you. It's ready and waiting for you. Okay, last one. Okay, the shepherd, the emperor, the father, the divine masculine. You really get the sense of family. Come home, child. That's really what I'm getting from that. And even I'm like, what? A little bit, but that's just what's coming through, and I'm really going with it. The emperor. It's really like the way I'm looking at it, the visual is the dude, he's looking like this, and he's looking straight over to that third party situation, like looking directly at it. And he's waiting. And I feel like this is the representation of maybe like spirit. It's a very like direct, like just do it. Come on. I was getting it from the Empress energy too. Very direct, like that divine masculine kind of energy where you would just do something. You would take a chance. You would take a risk. You would go head first. You know what I mean? So yeah, the Emperor energy coming out. It's very, very interesting there. It could represent that the person that is holding you back, or someone that is in that sense of energy, could be a fire sign, or really stubborn like earth or fire. So whatever those signs are, it could have something to do with that, the actual energy that is kind of been holding you back. So I feel like the reflection of spirit and that energy, it's very similar, but they are the 2 energies that are opposite in the same energy. There's a toxic masculine and then there's a divine masculine. So I feel like spirit is representing the divine masculine, and the old energy is representing that toxic masculine energy that I get from the card. I hope you can understand what I'm saying, because sometimes it's like, well, what? Okay, I'm going to move on to a daily affirmation. So if you would like to claim this, please type it in the comments. I'm going to do 3 of them, just because today I feel like 3 would be amazing. And we'll get those going. Cups, they're all cups so far. And we have the Pentacle. Okay, King of Pentacles is back up there. We have the 4 of Cups. I choose to see the opportunities that present themselves to me. So that's very much going with what I was saying earlier. I really do believe that, like the choices you make, if you don't, like we make choices, so we can make a choice to see an opportunity if we like or not, and sometimes we just don't, and we just don't see it even though it's right there. Okay, we have the 9 of Cups. I'm grateful for the abundance that surrounds me, and I have to admit that I said that just before I started this reading, when I said thank you to Spirit for like these amazing messages today, and I said thanks for the abundance around me. So I claim that one, and I claim the first one, and I claim all 3. I claim the reading. I feel like it's kind of beautiful. It's giving me some insights. I'm thankful for all the universe has given me, the King of Pentacles. There's lots of universal spirit messages coming through. So now that I've done that, I think it's probably just best to like maybe do some, which one should we do? Okay. Gaia. I haven't used Gaia for a while. So, hello Gaia. Can we please get some messages that will resonate with this reading and with the people that are watching, so we can find out some more information on what we need to know, please. Okay, I'm just going to scan the room. Scan. I don't see it anywhere. Okay. My apologies. I was just scanning the room to see if I could find the book for this, but I don't see it anywhere. That's fine. I don't need the book. just found it intriguing. Maybe I thought it would have been cool to look in it, but is that 2 or 1? This one. Universe is thinking. Spirit's thinking about you. I really got that from this reading too. Okay. One more. I know I said one more. I'll just do one more after this. There we go. That's kind of what I was getting from that. Okay. The first card here is number 6, and it's the Search. It says, feeling lost, confused, and lonely. So this one's really going with the representation of, like, the beginning bit. Like, it's very much, like, lonely. There's solitude. There's failure. There's loneliness. You know, it's giving a, like, sense of need for reflection. You know, there's definitely a need for reflection in this loneliness and solitude. Feeling lost. That comes into this card, which these kind of like clarify a lot. So we have Amethyst, and this one is transformation, certainty, and confidence. So this one's really giving me a sense of an energy shift, and I was feeling that energy shift. I feel like it comes through like a little bit of self-reflection, like I was saying before. The next one is a message from Spirit directly, and it is saying, thinking of you, and it says a loving thought, serendipity. So, you know, they gave me like the sense of like the messages I was getting before have been very much clarified. They're like direct messages from Spirit. And the next one here is Lost Love, and I feel like this is a lot of healing. So this beginning one is like you're going to get a sense of transformation. You're going to feel very certain about things, and you're going to have this brand new confidence. And with that, I feel like when you find Spirit, and which I'm getting is that you're going to become closer to Spirit if you make that right decision. Obviously, my readings don't resonate with everyone, so if this one resonates with you, then it's for you, and if it's not, it's not. And we have Lost Love. So Lost Love is really giving surrender, you know, like surrender the things. I feel like once you find that connection, a closer connection, I feel like you probably already have a connection, right? Like it's just, I feel like there's like this little gap that needs to be kind of bridged. And I really feel like that surrender and healing and release is really bringing the sense of Flame Tree. So Flame Tree is the start of something new. And this is really kind of that fire energy that I'm kind of getting. There's a lot of fire coming now. So we went from like water, you know, like the water kind of energy, the lost love flowing, you know, let it flow, and then we're going into the fire. It's really like take like the strength kind of stuff. So Flame Tree started something new, and then we have Lost. So this is like, it's interesting. The lost love is really just giving that sense of losing the old and starting something new. The loss is what the grief that kind of comes after that sense of like moving away. It can kind of hit you a little bit after, or you know, it can make you feel sad. You can feel grief in it and sadness, and with these things, I feel like once you start feeling the grief and you can actually grieve the loss, then you can resurrect. So very fiery, you know, very strong through this. You know, grieving is very powerful and strong. I believe that grieving is a very strong thing to do. Very brave and courageous. Next up, and the last one here, which is really interesting, and it's also fire, is Purification, Fire. And it says, bare essentials, the naked truth, and wholeness. This one is really giving me a sense, because this came out this morning, and I've been feeling crazy weird lately, and I had like I just had like a moment where I was like not feeling great. So I did pull one of these this morning, and it said Purification, Fire, and I'm like, you want me to burn something? Right? Like, that's what I said. Thought in my head first. The first thought in my head was, oh, you want me to burn something? You want me to burn something? And then I looked over there and I'm like, oh, I'll burn some incense, right? Like some of my sage incense. And I instantly felt better. So I very much like had this moment where I like kind of forgot that I should like do that every now and then. I guess not really. It's just been for like the last week. It's been very sidetracked on nothing. So it's very interesting. So I feel like this is really a sense of like purifying with fire. So Incense is a great one. Sage, you know, like something you can burn that's going to cleanse around you in your home. It seems really beautiful. And honestly, I don't even know why I like didn't do it for like a week. I normally do it like every other day. All right, let's move on to the next cards, and I'm going to actually find out some direct messages from Spirit. So I want to know what Spirit actually thinks about you, and what Spirit really feels about you, and what, you know, maybe Spirit likes hiding something. I really don't think Spirit hides anything, but let's use the heart's hidden secrets, and see how Spirit really perceives you and feels, and obviously that's what I want. I just want direct messages today, please. And thank you, and I'm so grateful. I'm sure everyone will be. This might, I have a feeling that this might be quite blunt. It could be very compassionate. It could be all of the things. So, the feeling that I'm getting from this. Whoa.
Oh, no way. It's so many.
It's so many.
So many a penny.
So many a penny. If you know what that is, let me know. So many. I don't know. Spirit feels abandoned by you. Alright, so that's kind of what I was getting from this reading. Like, really giving me a sense of like Spirit has been waiting for you because you abandoned Spirit. So that's like you walked away. You feel cold towards the situation, and Spirit feels left out of your life. That's the message. I'm really shocked. Okay, so like if I am acting weird, it's because I'm shocked at these messages. And I really just, you know, wanted to see what was going to come out, and this is really resonating with this reading. Distance. Spirit feels distance from you. Separation, space, and blockage. Commitment. Spirit wants commitment from you. Promises. You know, like, I think that's just like in itself, it's explainable. Beauty. Charming, graceful, kind-hearted. So this is what Spirit thinks about you. You know, like, Spirit really thinks that you're very charming, graceful, and kind-hearted. Underneath all those layers, you know, like, underneath that foolish exercise, wavering, contempt, vulnerable, unorthodox. You know, like that. And I think it's the second card. There's some card. I just want to say these ones. Negativity. I guess that's a word. Yeah, so I really feel like there's a lot of stuff like that going on. But Spirit knows. Divine Masculine. I got Divine Masculine from this reading. Spirit's really showing that you have this energy. And I feel like to step into this energy is to be closer to Spirit, the Divine Masculine. Instead of the toxic masculine energy, which is... I should know, right? I'm pretty sure it's that negativity, right? It's like negativity, it's bitterness, it's like allowing things to fester and then lashing out and, you know, being angry. It's just like kind of all of those things. So I really feel like this is Spirit showing you that you are divine masculine. You are not toxic masculine. And I feel like there's some things you got to let go to step into that divine place. Whether this is for a male or a female, I do not know. I really feel like this could be for either gender, because some of us have already got our divine feminine sides and kind of got them there, but maybe one side's not balanced to the other yet. So I really feel like this could be for anyone. You know, this is really saying like divine masculine is what needs to be worked on. And to step into this is to be compassionate and to be empathetic towards yourself and use the divine feminine energy to heal your divine masculine energy. Chemistry. You have connection and you have a spark, you have passion when you're with Spirit. That's what I get at. Intimacy.
Spirit wants to be very bonding and confiding with you, and it's weird. This card's weird, but intimacy in the way that, like, I'm gonna say, obviously, it's not like intimacy in the like way that people think of it in the modern day, or like even in the Western culture, I think. But this is like more of like an intimate situation with spirit. You know, you being more connected, more sensual in the way that you connect with spirit. You know, like maybe it's more like you have a ritual, you like, you know, maybe you have a shower and you listen to Gregorian chanting or whatever, and then you like wash away the impurities, and then you come and you do your meditation, and you just connect in a way that is more sensual but not sexual. It's the, you know, it's the sensual, like very non-sexual way of doing it. It's just like graceful and like flowing. So that's what I'm getting from that card there. The next card is influences, attachments, third parties, and peers. So this one's really interesting. This is giving the sense of like there is a third party. Like this is the thing that's holding you back from having a connection with the spirit. We have longing, craving, aching, and wanting. So spirit wants you to come back conflicted. So spirit knows that you are very much conflicted and you have multiple choices. Because obviously in this reading, it's very much showed that hot and cold. You don't know if you want to do it or not. I really feel like there is this disbelief in some unseen things. Wow, we have Divine Feminine that's popped out today too. This one's really giving me a sense that these two sides are like being balanced. You know, like this is a process. This is like a very important message of becoming duality. It's amazing. We have shallow. So spirit thinks you're a bit shallow, hollow, empty. Maybe you're a bit bored. And I think spirit knows everything. So cloudy judgment, shallow, cloudy judgment, bitterness. Bitterness, I see bitterness before. There's like an anger on it. It's very much in toxic masculine energy. Open heart. It's asking you to be that. It's interesting. I feel like you have a lot of, or like there's trauma, right? I feel like that's what causes cloudy judgment, being, you know, a bit hollow and empty and bored. Addiction also brings on boredom. But like, you know, I won't go into those things. But the open heart one here is really giving me like, Spirit's asking you to have an open heart because you are empathy. You are empathy. That's why you're so shut off, because you've been hurt so many times and you don't want to be vulnerable. And we have new beginnings. Try again. New direction. Maybe try something different. You know, like maybe you grow up in like the Catholic Church and that's what turned you off religion or spirituality in a way. Maybe there needs to be a different perspective taken or a different approach, a different pathway. And I guess I'm sitting here saying that, and I would just recommend maybe look into New Age spirituality, because it's kind of what my channel is about. It's very New Age. It's very, you know, follow the lines of like New Age beliefs and stuff. So I really do believe that it's not really a religion, because religion, there's like a church. That's like the main difference between spirituality and religion in my mind is, with religion, there's always going to be somewhere you can congregate with other people where you like go and worship. You worship like statues and stuff, and I don't do that. I don't have idols. I don't worship things. I don't do that. I guess at the end of the day, I do. At the end of the day, these are all like idols, but I'm not like worshiping them. I feel like I'm on an equal playing field with these energies, because at the end of the day they want to help us and they want to work with us, and if we want to work with them and we do the right thing, then they want to do it with us. So we're very equal. It's very dual. So I don't see like these things look down on us at all, these energies. But the last one here is clinging. Spirit's going to cling until you until you come back. Spirit will obsess and spy and hold on to you until you literally come back, because spirit and you are meant to be together. Okay. Alright, you know what? I realized that I've been talking for like 40 minutes and I didn't realize it's been that long, so I will do my last card now. I hope you enjoyed this reading today. We'll do an Amazonian card, and I'll read it from the book. Please give us a card that's going to give us some epiphanies, or clarifications or realizations on anything that we've missed, or anything that we need to know that is going to link things up for this reading, please. Excuse me. Oh, by the way, if you made it to this point, change my thumbnails, and I'm just going to have them like that from now on, because they stand out more, and it's me. I've always made thumbnails like that. I just kind of didn't know if I wanted to do it at the beginning. I was so unsure, and I feel like I finally made that decision. And yeah, I hope you like my new thumbnails, the eye-catching photoshopped ones, because I've got those skills, so I might as well just put them to use. Alrighties. Ooh, we have Sumirana, which is Angel of the Spiritual Awakening. Beautiful. I think that's awesome, because this card hasn't come out for like 2 months, to be honest. So we're at a step. We're maybe not back at a step, but I feel like I'm back at a step where there's a lot of people that are stepping into the unknown, and people are really reaching out, and they're like trying to find their happiness, and they're trying to find out how to do that. And I really give that this is an important reading, as much as the algorithm might not think it's important. I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm just going to title it with whatever I need to title it with, and how I feel, and we'll just see how it goes. But I really think these messages are so important, and I think for whoever this is for, whether it's collective reading or just even for one person out there, I really hope that you find the happiness that you deserve, because we all deserve happiness, and we all deserve a kind, compassionate, and beautiful life. That's what I think, because oh my god, I could keep going into it. How like traumas and stuff, like you don't get trauma without trauma. So there had to be trauma before traumas to make trauma. I hope you understand what I'm saying really quickly. But like, you have to traumatize someone to traumatize someone else, to traumatize someone else. You have to break the cycle. It's very much like breaking the cycle. Spirit's ready for you to break the cycle and to be with Spirit again, and your life will be fruitful like you have never known. And don't take it from me, because that's a message directly from Spirit. Spirit's telling you this. This is the truth. Angel of Spirit Awakening. We will read it now. I just got so inspired when I saw that card. Full of inspiration. Alright, here we go. 32. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Which, this is very much showing this. Like, this is very physical. It's very, like, trapped in the physical, but, like, not being so connected to spiritual. So, it's really giving, like, the human experience is really still a spiritual one. But it's, like, you have all these human experiences, and then eventually you'll probably be led to Spirit. I really think that. I don't know. That's just my belief. I think we all go through our lessons and we get led to Spirit. At this point, like, a lot of us lose our faith when we're kids, like young people, because of the teachings and because of the forced way of doing it, and like just the weird practices, and we use our intuition and stuff. Maybe it's not the right thing. So I feel like eventually we get led back to some sort of spirituality, and it's just the way of life. I really believe that. I know some people are like, really hard up like against spiritual stuff and stuff like that. I'm not against those people. I really believe that they still have souls, and they still are probably spiritual in some way. I just think they have a lot of layers that they need to unravel, and a lot of self-development. And honestly, I don't think the world would be such a unique place if it wasn't like that. Alright, I need to read this. We have spiritual ascension as awakening that embrace every aspect of a person. It is an evolution or even a revolution in which an individual sheds, just like a snake shedding its skin. Outmoded belief structures, limiting perceptions, inherited values, attitude to life, and even how they perceive their identity Although transcendent in terms of what has gone before, it can be one of the most excruciatingly difficult processes that person can go through. This shift in vibrational frequency can herald a dramatic change in life, ending marriages, friendships, or relationships, quitting your job, and heading out into the unknown territory. I'm going to bring up this card over here because this is such a epic reading, okay? This one here, the Upside Down Tower, that's what that's explaining, okay? You're trapped, you're scared, you're fearful of the unknown, right? I get that from this. There's this weak foundation. Maybe you're in a bad place. Maybe you don't have somewhere to go. There is so much, but like this is gonna be like the scariest, the most toughest kind of like, you know, like it's saying, it really is. It can be like hell, but the wisdom and the strength and the courage and the beauty and the awe and everything that comes from it by having the courage to step into the unknown and really go for your things that you need to do. I really believe that flipping this tower over is the best possible option at this point, and let it crumble. I know that sounds messed up. I don't think I've ever told anyone to like, yeah, go quit your job, you know, even if they're complaining about it. But like, I really do believe that this situation has got something to do with a relationship, a job, you know, just anything that could be really just causing you so much unhappiness. Okay, because there's definitely happiness out there for you. It says here is one of the one consistent thing is that this is a process that once begun has to be followed through. Have you begun the process? I think so, and I think that's why Spirit is not going to stop. Spirit's going to make this happen. They're going to obsess over it. I don't think I've had such powerful direct messages. Here, I'm really spaced out right now. This is the most epic reading. I'm processing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm processing some of this. Yeah, so it needs to be followed through even though consequences can create a radical shaking up of a person's life. But there is a new life beckoning, the life meant for you. This challenging process is sometimes referred to as the dark night of the soul. But as the old proverb states, it is always the darkest just before the day dawneth. Okay, I'm going to read the meaning of this card just because I feel like I should. This is going to be a really long video today, so it's probably the longest like actual reading that I've ever done, because normally they're like 40 minutes. Okay, if you drew this card, Samudana knows that you are part of a spiritual awakening transition that humanity is currently experiencing, getting collective from that. This awakening is certainly not a bed of perfumed roses. How could it be otherwise? Because you, layer by layer, are experiencing a dissolution of the person you were as part of the becoming of the person you truly are. At times you may have felt as if you are staring into the abyss, but this is an integral part of the soul's journey. Samudana reminds you of some of the significant stages that a person will undergo in the spiritual ascension. Paradoxically, the early stages of the ascent feel much more like a descent. This period is intensely difficult, with a sense of alienation, isolation, disconnection, and a pervasive disillusion with life. This isolation is the encounter with the void within. At this stage can often arise through a personal crisis such as severe illness, an accident, a death of a loved one, being made redundant, or separation in a relationship. You, at these times, are forced to face the harsher realities of life. This challenging period is the fecund soil for the new growth of awakening. And here you may have had thoughts such as, surely there must be more to life. There is a shift in your perception in the following stage, and things start to feel different. As more mature, sensitive, gentle, and compassionate self emerges, you may recognize this shift in yourself. If you look back at the person you were, say 3 or 4 years ago, this emergence is part of the awakening. As you begin to integrate aspects of self with which hetero have been rejected, ignored, or oppressed, feelings of self-acceptance and inner peace characterized at this stage in your growth. Around this period, you may have found yourself sparked with a desire to explore and go deeper into your life and purpose and find another level of meaning. During this time, you may be discovering your soul path in one form or another, maybe with the practices of meditation, yoga, shamanism, transpersonal psychology, energy healing, visionary art, or a personal spiritual practice such as working with crystals and natural objects. Some of these practices may have worked for you, and some not. Remember, at each step of the way you have learned so much about yourself in the process and have healed underlying emotional wounds. However, this journey does not always have the appearance of an ongoing upward trajectory by any means. Due to the vicissitudes of life, a personal crisis can again rise that threatens to cast you back into the abyss. Still, nevertheless, you have the fortitude to get through the storm and emerge even wiser and stronger than before. As you move through the layers, from denser to lighter, you realize that you are coming more in alignment with the wisdom of your eternal soul. You gain the realization that all the mishaps, difficulties, and encounters with people you've experienced in your life were real gifts in disguise to help you, challenge you, and ultimately inspire you. Oh my god. It's gonna happen. With this shift in vibration, you draw people around and teachings to you and can concisely engage with this wisdom in advancing your personal growth. You've just like the phoenix risen from the ashes. This always makes me cry. You've just like the phoenix risen from the ashes and in this become a new and ascended human being. A person who holds compassion not only for the people around you, but for all life. And this recognizing is the divine presence within and in others. As expressed in the Mayan greeting in Lakik Alakin, I'm another you, as you are another me. If you drew this card in reverse, the meaning is the same as above. Okay. Don't worry, I'm happy. Okay, well, it's so weird that I have to, like, end the video having a cry. Well, I think this is the most beautiful reading ever, and if it's for you, thank you for letting me do this reading for you. And I will see you in another video. Thank you so much for watching, and I just want to ask you to not worry about me. I'm fine. I'm just crying with like happiness and like joy and just it's like overwhelming. But I'm okay. I'm fine. I think it's beautiful. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in another one. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Oh, it's gonna not end. It's gonna do this to me. Oh no.